First, we got to talk college hoops with the ladies. Cause man, it's been a fun one to watch. When I've been able to catch some of the lady games, it's been fun to watch. The men's has been fun too. The men's has been fun as well. And I'll get to the men when I can. I will admit that has been fun as well. So I'm not going to poo-poo that one either. That's been fun to keep track of, if I'm being completely honest. But man, the ladies, we gonna find out who really wants it. Because with the ladies right now, man, it's been one to remember. So let's talk about it. The new rankings came out. Of course, UCLA is still number one at 20-0, followed by the reigning defending national champion South Carolina Gamecocks, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, the USC Trojans at 4, Texas running out the top 5 with UConn and LSU running out 6 and 7. The only reason why I'm showing these 7 is because these 7 right here, from what I've been seeing, from how people have been talking about the women's game thus far this season, these 7 should be in the Elite 8. These 7 right here should be somehow, somewhere in the Elite 8. Meaning they should be facing each other to get to the Final Four and facing each other to get to the national championship. And one of them of these 7 should be hosting the national championship. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Look at these. No more than 2 losses. UConn 19-2, Texas 20-2, Notre Dame 17-2, South Carolina 19-1, USC 18-1, LSU 21-1. And of course, UCLA 20-0. Let's start with the number 1 team in the country, the UCLA Bruins, 20-0 on the season, as we just mentioned. And this team right here, oh my gosh. Since y'all like to do comparison, allow me to do one on my own. This UCLA team, it's pretty much it's the South Carolina team on the West Coast. That's what UCLA is. They the South Carolina team on the West Coast. And speaking of which, they beat South Carolina early in the season, back in November, and they beat them by 15. 15 points, 77-62. They are built exactly like South Carolina. They have the bigs inside. They have the guards. And they play some hell of a defense. They are built basically how Don Staley built South Carolina. This team right here, that's why they are 20-0. And when they got their 20 win, it was just yesterday when they went to Maryland and dominated the second half against Maryland. Came out 5-point lead for the Bruins going to start the second half, and then 26-14 in the third quarter, blew the game open, and Maryland had no chance after that. That's why you see the big right margin of victory for UCLA. They dominate you in the second half. Where when they was in South Carolina last year, right? Dominate you in the second half. First half, you might hang around. But when that second half hit and Don Staley makes adjustments, you're done. And this is exactly how UCLA is doing. You may hang around in the first half, but once that second half hit, it is over. And that's the number 18 Maryland we're talking about that they did too in Maryland's own building. These girls are not playing. And Lowen Betts, try stopping her. 21 points a game. Shooting 64% from the field, giving you basically 10 rebounds a game, giving you 2.5 to 3 assists a game with 3 blocks. So she know how to get it done inside on the post. And when you double her, she can pass it out 1 hour. Dude, against Maryland, they sent the trip between her. As soon as she caught the ball, she knew who to throw it to right away. Threw it right in the corner, a 3-pointer. Bam! Right then and there. Gave them a double-digit lead. And I was like, yeah, this UCLA team ain't nothing to play with. Lauren Betts knows how to play the game inside and out. She knows when it's time to get her teammates involved. That's why she's almost at 3 assists a game as a big girl. I want to say big man, but we're talking lady, so that's the big girl inside. She giving you 3 blocks too, meaning she's on the defensive man. She's protecting the rim. She's protecting the basket. So yeah, UCLA is the team to beat in college basketball right now. They already beat South Carolina. They proven they can beat South Carolina. They're the team to beat in the women's game thus far right now. Now, how do you beat the team that's the team to beat. Well, number one, you are the reigning defending champion if you're the South Carolina Gamecocks. Even though you already lost to UCLA, you still are the reigning defending champions in South Carolina. 19-2. I mean 19-1 on the season. Only one loss, a UCLA loss. Okay, we got that. We got that. But this past Friday, look what you did to the fifth ranked LSU Tigers, who suffered their first loss of the season. 10-point victory. Between the second and the third quarter, you held them to 19 points and you dropped 30. That's the difference right there. Second quarter, you held them to 8 points. That's a abysmal second quarter. A total of 20 points scored in the second quarter is abysmal, but that is South Carolina and LSU basketball. That's what happens when you have Kim Mulkey and you have Don Staley go at each other. They make adjustments after the first quarter, and it's more defensive after that. And that's what you saw. Look, 22-21 in the first quarter, and nobody reached 20 points in any other quarter after that. This is what the LSU South Carolina rivalry has become between Kim Mulkey and Don Staley. And we're all here for it. We're all here for it. And I seen a lot of people was talking about Kim Mulkey and her answers and what she said post game. She ain't lying. Found a lie. Don Staley knows how to recruit. When she gave Don Staley credit for recruiting her ass off to have the type of squad that she has. Especially with the NIL that's going on right now, you don't have to be a part of South Carolina anymore. You don't have to go to LSU anymore. You can go wherever the money is at now. But yes, South Carolina and LSU are still in the tops of the programs in college basketball. So yes, Kim Mulkey gave Don Staley credit's due. Now you might not like the way she said it, but she gave her credit. Y'all take everything so literally. Look at the meaning behind what she said. She ain't lying. Don Staley has a ridiculous roster. Those players, at least a good 7, 8 of them, can go somewhere elsewhere and be the lead dog of that team. But they want to be with South Carolina and Don Staley. So yes, ever since the loss to UCLA in November, I think it was the 5th game of the season. That was the 6th game for the Gamecocks, the 5th game for the UCLA Bruins because they went 5-0. The Gamecocks has been on one. They had to remind people that they are the reigning defending national champions. And LSU got another reminder of that Friday night. And this team, look at this. Edwards is giving you 12.2 points per game. Flo Wheeler giving you 11.1 points per game. Powell 10.9 points per game. Basically 11 points a game. The whole team scores about 82 points per game. Between these three ladies right here, you're talking 34 points per game out of 82. That's 41 to 42 points. I mean, 42% of the team scoring. That means the rest of these ladies combined for 60% of the team scoring. Meaning they get it done as a unit. They get it done as a team. They play as a team. They work as a team. And that's what Don Staley brings to South Carolina. The team atmosphere. Look at it. Edwards, 5 rebounds a game. Okay. Then you have kids who giving you 7 to 8 rebounds a game. Watkins giving you 6 rebounds a game. They averaging almost 44 rebounds a game. They have basically 17 assists a game, meaning they are sharing the ball, and they come up with about 10 steals a game. You turn the ball over on South Carolina, you can call the lights out because they play defense in the Southeastern Conference under Don Staley. Oh, and by the way, almost 6.5 blocks a game too as a team. You're dealing with a team that can score 82 points a game. They rebound the hell of the basketball at 44 a game. They share the ball with about 17 assists a game. Or then on the defensive side, you turn the ball over about 10 times because they're getting 10 steals a game. And they rejecting your shot at 6 a game. That's a lot to deal with. So yes, if you want to know as of right now, the Playmaker's first statement from the Playmaker when it comes to college basketball for men and women, UCLA and South Carolina is on a collision course for the national championship. There you go. I said it. UCLA, South Carolina are on a collision course to meet for the national championship. They are by far the top two teams in the country. No questions asked. UCLA and South Carolina, two of the best teams in the game, and they are built basically the same damn way. So you're gonna have to bring some power, some star-studded power to knock off UCLA, who nobody has done thus far, or South Carolina. The only team that knocked off South Carolina was UCLA. Because you know why? Because they are built just like them. So they can play the exact game that South Carolina plays, and it works to both advantages. But this is basketball we're talking about here. If there's a way to knock off a juggernaut like South Carolina or UCLA, you got to have superstars. And the first superstar on the list, it resides at Notre Dame. Okay. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish, the third team on the list. And we talking about this team has not already knocked off UConn when they was the second ranked team in the country. They knocked off Texas in the SEC ACC challenge, which was won by the ACC on both sides, by the way. And they are rocking and rolling. Okay, there is no denying that if you're gonna knock off a team like UCLA or South Carolina, you need a superstar. And one of the main superstars of the year for the 17-2 Notre Dame Fighting Irish, Hannah Hidalgo. This girl here is something special. You thought it was a Olivia Miles team, that quickly turned to Hidalgo's team because Hidalgo, second in the country in points per game behind a girl from Florida State, who, by the way, who shout out to Florida State, going to Chapel Hill and upsetting the North Carolina Tar Heels. Got to give them love what love is due. Even I might be a Florida fan, but hey, those of you who know me, y'all know I rock. I tell it how it is. But Hannah Hidalgo, 25.4 points per game, 49% from the field, 43% from 3-point range. You don't want to put in the foul. You don't want to put in the foul line. She's 83% from the foul line. Oh, by the way, she's just not a guard that can do it all. She gets in that rebounds too. 6 rebounds a game. She give you about four assists a game and 4 steals a game. These are her numbers this season. When you came into the season, you was talking Paige Beckers because she decided to come back. You're talking Juju Watkins. Those pretty much the main two you was talking about. Oh, Fly J. Johnson too from LSU. Can't forget her. She's doing her thing, but I'll probably talk about her the next time I talk women's basketball. I just want to focus on the main 4 right now. Dude, Hannah Hidalgo has put her name in that category. And she, outside of Laura Beck, she might be the best player in the game. She out of Laura Betts, Hannah Hidalgo, Paige Beckers, and Juju Watkins. Hannah Hidalgo might be the best player in the game right now. That girl is something special. She went head to head with Paige Beckers, dropped her. She went head to head with currently the 5th ranked team. Let me go back to you. Let me show you. Went head to head with Paige Beckers, beat her. Went head to head against Texas, beat them in overtime. I don't think Notre Dame and UCLA and USC played yet, but if they did, I'd be mad because I missed it because I would love to watch that game. Let me see. I think they probably did. Let me do some real time research here. I know Juju and Paige got together. No, they haven't gotten together. Okay, but Hannah Hidalgo, that girl is special, and a player like her can't pull off the unthinkable against South Carolina or UCLA the way that she's playing. And you still got Olivia Miles. And Olivia Miles has been more of a facilitator now because Hannah Hidalgo has been so spectacular this season. But Olivia Miles is averaging almost 7 assists a game. And with about 16 points a game. So you talking over 30 points per game between them two and a good 10 assists a game. Olivia Miles say, you know what? Hey, Hannah is on one. I'll just fall back and I'll be the facilitator. And I'll get my moments when they come. That's what's so amazing about this Notre Dame team. This Notre Dame team is something special. And Coach Ivey has done a phenomenal job since he became the head coach of Notre Dame. Just phenomenal work. So the third best team in the country is the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And then we get to the fourth best team in the country. The U the USC Trojans, a team that is filled with aspiration for big things at 18-1 because they have a dynamic duo. We're gonna call it what it is, a dynamic duo led by number 12, Juju. Now, UConn, they already lost to Notre Dame, and they also took an L to the Trojans, 72-70 out in Connecticut, by the way. And then we saw that UCLA beat Maryland, right? But it was USC who started the downfall, the three straight losing streak of Maryland, because their first loss came to the Trojans. Both teams have 14 wins each, and USC was the one who got the 15 win first against Maryland. But Juju Watkins, what can be said that was not already been said about her? She's so young. We just waiting for the point that she's eligible to go to the WNBA because everybody's salivating for her in the WNBA. Because we seen what Angel Reese did. We seen what Caitlin Clark did. We seen when we did get to see Cameron Britt before she tore her ACL, which now she's playing in the Unrivaled League, which is good to see her back on the court. We seen what the future bring it, and then everybody was just like, wait till Paige and Juju come, especially Juju. But now Hannah has thrown her name in that hat. We can't wait. I can't wait to see when Hannah comes out and she goes to the WNBA. What she gonna look like based on what she's doing this season. Okay, but Juju 24.8 points a game, almost 25 a game, shooting 46% from the field, 36 from 3-point range. Also shoot 83% from the free throw line. She's giving you almost 7 rebounds a game, 4 assists a game, along with 3 steals and 2 blocks. If you notice something, these girls that I'm highlighting get it done on the offensive end and the defensive end. They're just not one-sided. They are what we call two-way players. And when you say two-way players, that means they are good on the offensive end and they are just as good on the defensive end. That's Juju. That's Hannah. That's Laura Bates. Okay. These girls are doing it well. And you have to be appreciative of that. The women's game has evolved to where you can enjoy. People are watching more of the women's game now than the men's game. That's both college and the pros. Think about it. People are fluctuated with the Juju Watsons, with the Hannah Hidalgos, with the Laura Betts. Oh, and by the way, Juju got a teammate now. Kiki, the transfer from Stanford, putting up 18 points per game, shooting over 50% from the field, damn near 80% from the free throw line, which is very dangerous. Do you understand the two man game or the two women game respect between Kiki and Juju right now with how they are playing? Not to mention 8 rebounds a game. So if Juju is averaging 25 and you have Kiki averaging 18, dude, that is 40. That's 43 points a game between the two. Shooting over damn near 60% from the field, 80% from the free throw line together, and you combine it for 14 rebounds a game. I'm just letting you know. The top 4 teams I just highlighted, either the whole team is on one, or they have players that are stars or superstars that can get the job done. And look at it. Let's look at it. I ain't even get to Texas, who's the 5th ranked team in the country right now, and they have a girl by Madison Booker who is rocking the number 35. And if you know anything about Texas and you know the number about 35, you know who that reminds you of, right? And I watched her against Ole Miss on yesterday, and she was giving me KD vibes. The way she just took her opponent off the dribble and just put up in the mid range like it was nothing to seal the game, like it was nothing. I'm like, man, look here. And we already know about UConn and Paige. Paige is back. Paige is starting to get back into her rhythm. Now, AZ Fudd had a dud last game. I think she only scored like 8 points. She was like 4 for like 20 or something like that. Not a typical AZ Fudd's game, but hey, these type of games are. But Paige Becker's getting it, and then they got another one that's coming up. Just saying. Sarah Strong. Oh my God, this girl here for UConn. she might be something to look at going forward when it comes to UConn because she is balling. I haven't even heard of her. So I'm trying to figure out with all these going on, how did Gino find this one? That's what I want to know. Because Gino Auriemma, still one of the best coaches in the game. Even though Don State is right there checking the crown from her currently. Because Don State has been on one ever since she got to South Carolina. But what? But the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm looking at UConn is a problem. Texas is gonna be a problem. LSU, we know LSU gonna bounce back. They bounced back against Texas A&M, and they gave them one. But this Sarah Strong for UConn, averaging almost 18 points per game, giving you 8 rebounds a game, 4 assists a game with 3 steals and a block a game. Shooting 58% shooting 59% from the field and 75% from the free throw line. Gino, he got another one. So I'm just like, the women's college game continues to get better and better and better. Gotta love it. Just know UCLA, South Carolina, Notre Dame, USC, Texas, UConn, LSU. Those 17 should be in the Elite 8. And then whoever else is the 18, let it be who it be. But those 7 right there, based on what this season has been, those should be the Elite 8. If none of these teams make it to Elite 8, then something happened down the road from this point forward before we got there. But outside of that, those are the 17 that's offered. And the Final 4, why not UCLA, South Carolina, USC, and Notre Dame? Because them 4, they either got the team that is built correctly in South Carolina and UCLA, or they got the superstars like the Hannah Hardogas, the Juju Watkins, and it's gonna be something going down the stretch here as we getting close to February. And when February hits, we getting into championship week, conference championship tournaments. It's gonna be fun to watch. So stay with it. Just letting you know, stay with it.